Hello students, welcome to my new video of Standard 12th Physics Unit 9 from new book and Unit 8 from old book. Okay, alright, so in previous video we have studied the topics that are radius of the orbit of electron, okay, and the velocity of the electron. We have seen a lot of things, a lot of calculations we have seen there. How to find out the radius of 10th orbital electron and what may be its velocity. Then we have seen some other topics like, let us go one by one to them. Okay, that excitation potential is defined. The definition of excitation potential we have seen, that is charge energy per unit charge. Then we have seen some new topics like ionization potential. These topics have also come in chemistry. Okay, then the next topic is atomic spectra. This is the omitted topic from your current syllabus for because of this pandemic. Okay, so if you are studying in year 2021, okay, this topic is omitted because this topic has already come in previous units, and we have seen a lot of things in chemistry also related to these topics. So those topics which are common in physics and chemistry, okay, it is given at only one, either in physics or in chemistry. Okay, then about nuclei we have not to study. Composition of nucleus we not have to study, that is the omitted portion. Then coming to next, isotopes, isobars and isotones. About these things you already have studied in class 9th and 10th, so not given in current syllabus. Okay, we have to start from section 843, that is atomic and nuclear masses. Okay, if you are following the new book of publication year 2021, it is given in section 943. Fine. How to find out what is the atomic mass or what is the nuclear mass, we will study here. So let us start our today's video. But before starting this video, I request you all to, if you have any doubt related to the video, please comment in the comment section of this video, and every comment will be answered. Okay, and then also please subscribe, like and share the channel Predicting Classes. Happy to help. Fine. The mass of nuclei is very small when it is expressed in SI units, that is just about 10 to the power minus 25 kg or even lesser than that. Okay, so therefore a new unit has to be used in the place of 10 to the power minus 25 kg. Okay, so it is more convenient to express it in terms of another unit that is called as atomic mass unit. Earlier it was written as AMU, now it is just written as U. Okay, one atomic mass unit is defined as 1/12 of the mass of isotope of carbon 6C12. That means whatever is the mass of 6C12, okay, divided by 12, that will be equal to the mass of unit mass or unit atomic mass. The most abundant naturally occurring isotope of carbon 6C12. Okay, in other words we can say that one unified mass or one atomic mass or one atomic mass unit is equal to mass of 6C12 atom by 12. Okay, that is equal to 1.660 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Okay, why carbon is chosen here? Why not the other isotope of carbon like 6C14? Okay, or why not oxygen? Because when we divide this mass of carbon to 12, we get a very simple term. Okay, and also it is abundant in nature. In terms of this atomic mass unit, the mass of neutron is equal to 1.008665 unit. Okay, now see the mass of neutron as 1.008665 unit, but that of one and one unit is equal to 1.660 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Okay, the mass of proton is equal to 1.007276 unit, and the mass of one hydrogen atom is 1.007825 unit, and the mass of 6C12 is just 12 units. Okay, so it is very easy to understand that the mass of an electron is 1826 times lesser than that of a proton. And also among proton and neutron is heavier than proton, as you can see here, but it is neutral. Note that usually mass specified is the mass of the atom, not mass of the nucleus. Okay, to get the nuclear mass of particular nucleus, the mass of electrons has to be subtracted from the corresponding atomic mass. So whenever we say atomic mass, okay, it is equal to total mass of protons, electrons and neutrons present in the atom. But when we have to find out what is the nuclear mass of the atom, okay, or what is the specific nuclear mass, we have to subtract total mass of electrons from the total mass of atom. Experimentally, the atomic mass is determined by the instrument called Brain Bridge Mass Spectrometer. If you will do BSc Physics, then you will see this type of instruments in your physics lab. If we determine the atomic mass of element without considering the effect of its isotopes, we get mass averaged over different isotopes weighed by their abundances. Okay, that means whenever we talk simply about the mass of an atom, it consists the average value of the masses of all the isotopes of the particular element. Okay, now coming to next topic, that is size and density of the nucleus. The alpha particle scattering experiment, okay, done on thin gold foil, okay, and many other measurements using, 1 minute, different methods have been carried out on the nuclei of various atoms, not only on gold but also of different types of foils. Okay, the nuclei are found to be approximately spherical in shape. Okay, this is just an assumption that the nuclei is spherical in shape. We haven't seen it, okay, but whatever experiments we have done on our assumptions, we always have got the same value. So we found out that it is true. It is experimentally found that radius of nuclei for atomic number more than z satisfies the following empirical formula, that is R is equal to R naught into A to the power 1 by 3 or R naught into cube root A, where A is the mass number of nucleus and R naught is 1.2 Fermi or 1 into 10 to the power minus 15 meters. Okay, now coming to the next question. Now nuclear density is defined as rho is equal to mass of the nuclei by volume of the nuclei. Okay, that is mass of the nuclei means A into M, atomic number into mass number, divided by volume of the nuclei, where because nuclei is considered to be spherical, its volume will become 4 by 3 pi R naught cube into A. Okay, or M by 4 pi R naught cube. Okay, the above expression shows that the nuclear density is independent of mass number A. In other words, all the nuclei whose atomic number is bigger than 10 have the same density, and it is an important characteristic of the nuclei. We can calculate the numerical value of this density by substituting the corresponding elements. How to find the nuclear density? Just substitute the values in the given equation. Rho is equal to M by 4 by 3 pi into R naught cube, that rho is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 by 4 by 3 pi into 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 15 to the whole cube. It gives us 2.3 into 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube. This is a huge density. It implies that nucleons are extremely tightly packed in the nucleus, and compared this density with the density of water, which is just 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube. Okay, so just whenever we have a gallon of volume 1 meter cube, okay, the water filled inside will weigh around 1000 kilogram. But if suppose we consider this thing 2.3 into 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube, okay, it is too huge. A single teaspoon of nuclear matter would weigh around trillions of tons. Okay, so let us see, let me check whether section 8.4.5, that is 9.4.5, mass defect and binding energy is available or not in your current session. Yes, it is there. Mass defect and binding energy. Okay, whenever there happens a nuclear reaction, okay, some part of the nucleus or some part of the atom converts into energy, then there happens mass defect. That is, total mass earlier is not equal to mass afterward. It is experimentally found that the mass of any nucleus is always less than the sum of the mass of individual constituents. That means if suppose we take 6C12 carbon atom, okay, in the nucleus there will be 6 protons and 6 neutrons, and all around it there will be 6 electrons revolving around. So if we calculate total mass, that is mass of 6 neutrons is equal to 6.05196 unit, and mass of 1 proton is 6.04362 units. Okay, and mass of 6 electrons is equal to 0.0033 atomic mass unit, then the total expected mass of carbon 12 nucleus will be equal to 12.09558 atomic mass unit. But using mass spectrometer we found out that the mass of 6C12 atom is just 12 units, not 12.09558 units. So if we subtract the mass of 6 electrons, that is 0.0033 units, from 12 units, we get the carbon 12 nucleus mass, which is equal to 11.9967 units. Okay, note that the experimental mass of 6C12 nucleus is less than the total mass of its individual constituents. That is, here delta M, mass defect, is equal to 0.09888 atomic mass unit. This difference in mass, that is delta M, is called mass defect. In general, if suppose capital M, okay, is total mass of the atom, okay, MP is mass of proton, and Mn are the total mass of nucleus, okay, ZXA, then the mass of the proton and the mass of neutron respectively, then the mass defect is given by total mass defect delta M is equal to total mass of proton plus total mass of neutron minus mass here as given M, mass of the nucleus. Okay, where has this mass disappeared, means where has this mass gone? The answer is provided by Albert Einstein with the help of famous mass energy relation, that is E is equal to mc square, that this mass, okay, this mass defect delta M has converted into energy. According to this relation, the mass can be converted into energy and energy can be converted into mass. Okay, that means mass and energy are interchangeable. In case of carbon 12 nucleus, when 6 protons and 6 neutrons combine to form carbon 12 nucleus, mass equal to mass defect appears and corresponding energy is released. Okay, this is called the binding energy of the nucleus and is equal to delta M into C square. In fact, to separate carbon 12 nucleus into individual constituents, means if suppose we have 6C12 nucleus and we have to disintegrate it into 6 protons, 6 electrons and 6 neutrons, okay, the energy must be supplied that should be equal to delta M into C square. That is called as binding energy of 6C12 nucleus, or simply the binding energy of the nucleus. So we can write equation 8.20 in terms of binding energy as binding energy is equal to ZMP plus NMN minus M into C square. It is always convenient to work with the mass of the atom than the mass of the nucleus. Okay, hence by adding and subtracting the mass of Z electrons, we get like this: V is equal to ZMP plus ZME plus NME minus M minus ZME into C square. Okay, taking the Z terms common, we will have binding energy equal to Z into mass of proton plus mass of electron plus NMN minus M minus ZME into C square. Okay, so here mass of proton plus mass of electron is equal to mass of hydrogen atom, because in hydrogen there is no neutron. So in the place of Mp plus Me, we can simply substitute Mh. So binding energy is equal to Z into Mh plus Nmh minus M plus Zme into Ca square. Okay, here M plus Zme is equal to Ma, where Ma is the mass of atom of the electron, Zxa. Finally, the binding energy in terms of atomic mass is given by binding energy is equal to Z into Mh plus N into Mn minus Ma into Ca square. Using Einstein's mass energy equivalent, the energy equivalent to one atomic mass unit is equal to 14.94 into 10 to the power minus 11 joule, or 931 mega electron volt or million electron volt, the way you want to say it. Okay, then next topic, section 846, binding energy curve. Let me check whether it is given in your current session or not. Yes, it is. You have to study binding energy curve. Okay, in the previous section the origin of the binding energy is discussed. Now we can find the average binding energy per nucleus. Okay, that is B bar, and it is given by B bar is equal to total binding energy divided by atomic number. Okay, the average binding energy per nucleon, wait, let me delete this. Okay, the average binding energy per nucleon is the energy required to separate single nucleon from the particular nucleus. Okay, that V bar is plotted against atomic number for all known nuclei, and we got a curve like this. On x-axis we have a number of nucleons or mass number, and on y-axis we have binding energy. So as you can see here, at 56 it is highest, and it increases from hydrogen to atomic number 26, 26, that is of iron, and after that it decreases. Now from this curve, what do we infer? Important inference from this average binding energy curve is like this. The value of average binding energy rises as the mass number increases until it reaches a maximum value of 8.8 million electron volt for iron, and then it slowly decreases. So as you can see here, for iron it is highest, which has A is equal to 56. Okay, the binding energy, average binding energy per nucleon is about 8.5 million electron volt for nuclei having mass number between A is equal to 40 and A is equal to 120. Okay, these elements are comparatively more stable and non-radioactive. You remember that. For higher mass numbers, the curve reduces slowly, and the average binding energy for uranium is about 7.6 million electron volt. They are unstable and also radioactive. From the earlier figure, if two light nuclei with mass number less than 28 combines with a nucleus with mass number less than 56, the binding energy per nucleon is more for final nucleus than initial nuclei. Thus, if the lighter elements combine to produce a nucleus of medium value of mass number A large amount of energy will be released. This is the basis of nuclear fusion and this principle of hydrogen bomb. Okay, so we know very well that in nuclear fusion the energy released is far bigger than that of in nuclear fission. Okay, and this is the reason. Then if a nucleus of heavy element is split into two or more nuclei of medium value A, as in the case of nuclear fission, the energy released would again be large. The atom bomb is based on the principle, and use energy of atom bomb comes from the fission when it is uncontrolled. Okay, about fission we will study in detail in the next sections. Okay, then there comes nuclear force. About this we will study in the next topic. Okay, so if you have doubt related to this video, in if you have any question or any suggestion, you can type your question suggestions in the comment section of this video. Okay, in next topic I will try to make the video more interesting than this one. This is night 2 o'clock. Okay, and my eyes are burning very badly. Fine, till next video, take care of yourself. Bye bye.